Hello dreamers, Eugene the author here. I hope you guys have been well. Before we get started, I want to take an opportunity to thank you guys for being so supportive during what has been one of the hardest times of my life. If you saw the previous video, I am still mourning the passing of my pastor, who, to say that we were close is a tremendous understatement. He was my mentor for more than half my life, my friend, so still really reeling from that. I did want to kind of start trying to get back into content creation. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really feeling it right now, but I didn't want to be away for too long, and I thought we could kind of ease into things a little bit easier with making a game that's not going to be quite as time intensive for me to be able to do content for. I love doing Elden Ring content for you guys. It's one of my top favorite games, and like I've said in the channel before, there's also a lot of other passions I have that I want to share on this channel. But again, being the only person at my studio, whether it's content creation for YouTube, for social media, writing novels, composing music, doing audiobooks, my new analog horror series that's coming up, podcasts coming up, it's a lot for just one person. And kind of the harder part for me is doing all the editing by myself. But little known fact, I'm actually a really big Five Nights at Freddy's fan. Not enough to ever become a FNAF theorist. My hat is off to everybody who does that. I don't have the time to count toes and read 30 different books, but I do really love the FNAF series, and I love the conversations around the lore. I love theory crafting for FNAF. It's really such an enjoyable franchise, and as you guys know, this is a big anniversary for FNAF. It's the 10th anniversary, I want to say. There's a lot of new announcements coming, a lot of new games, a lot of new demos, and I thought I would jump into the pit. Sorry, not sorry. So I've never read any of the Five Nights at Freddy's books, but Into the Pit is based on the Into the Pit novel. I've got it on my couch behind my green screen here. It's interesting. I'll just be brief. One of the big questions that a lot of people have getting into Five Nights at Freddy's is like, where do I go to find the canon? Is it the games? Is it the movies? Well, movie. Is it the books? And the purpose of the books in a lot of ways, aside from just really expanding the Five Nights at Freddy's universe, was to also encourage theory crafters and fans to look at the world differently than we have previously. So I'll just give one example. We, for the most part as a community, there's like 2 or 3 theories that have kind of bubbled to the surface around the identity of Cassidy, or the one you should not have, word that I can't say on YouTube. You know what, they're going to be saying it all the time in this game, the one you should not have killed. And we pretty much have a pretty solid lock on who this character is, their gender, why they have the wrath and the hold towards Afton that they have. But what's a little bit weird for the fan community is that even though I'm pretty sure official comments from Scott have confirmed Cassidy as being female, every time we see Cassidy represented in the larger FNAF universe, it's with a male character. And so when you look at the book, which was kind of the first time that the character that we think of as Cassidy's role in the games kind of comes into play, in the books, the animatronic Golden Freddy actually has 2 different souls that are inside of it. The book, in my opinion, wasn't made to make us question whether or not who we thought was Cassidy is Cassidy, but more to expand our thinking and go, okay, it's not necessarily one soul to one animatronic, so maybe that helps you rethink some of the puzzles you're solving. But for those of you who want to, you know, tell me to shut up and stop nerding out about FNAF and just play the game, let's dive in. Apologies if my lighting is a little weird. God, that's loud. I'm not excited about playing a Five Nights at Freddy's game with my headphones on. Yeah, apologies if the lighting is a little weird. I'm in the process of remodeling, and everything is just an absolute mess, and my lights don't work with my new desk, so I've got to kind of figure out. I'm using this like one studio light right now, which is killing my eyes in the darkness, but you know what, we soldier on. I played a little bit of the game, just a little bit of night 1. I've already tweaked my settings. Every time I have a game that's like, hey, you should adjust the darkness so that you can't see the image, I always end up like brightening it up a little bit because it's so hard to see these games. We'll go for just the default normal difficulty setting. I'm excited. I'm a big Five Nights at Freddy's fan. I've not really played the older games, but I got into it like around Pizzeria Simulator and Ruin. Can't something interesting happen around here for once? So we got Oswald drawing a spring trap, which I believe that was one of the things in the book that Oswald, like all the characters that are like FNAF characters, like actual things to us, like our characters that Oswald is drawing for some reason, like it's like he's almost the one that made them up. Oswald, it's time to go. That is really smooth animation. So we got Springtrap with a bunch of question marks. I assume maybe that's Bonnie, actually. I'm a big fan, I just can't tell the characters apart. Isn't there anywhere else I can go? The pizza was good the first couple times, but I really want to do something new. Ah, come on, Oz. Jeff's can't be the worst place to hang out. Every day has been the same all summer long. I go in, I get pizza, I stare at the grease-stained yellow walls for hours, then wait for you to pick me up. Where's the fun in that? I'm almost glad school's starting tomorrow, just so I only have to see that place on the weekends now. Okay, so my first take on this was Oswald's kind of a little spoiled, but it's hard to be a kid and spend your whole summer just cooped up somewhere that your friends aren't, so I get it. I'm sorry, son. I know no kid's only option for fun should be hanging around a rundown pizza joint, but Jeff's is all we got. It's all we can afford. God, look at that animation, it's so smooth. You know money's been tight since the mill closed. Once I'm full-time at the corner store, if the corner store even survives that long, everything in this town is dead or dying, and there's no telling what's closing next. Why can't we go to the next town over where everyone else is moving? All my friends are there now. It can't be that hard for Grandma to travel a few miles. Again, anyone who's thinking Oswald just needs to get some act right, try to remember what you were like as a kid. Well, unless your frail bones strengthen overnight, moving is a no-go. Dot. Can't we just pack Grandma up in some bubble wrap? Ha! If only it were that easy. Even with the mighty strength of bubble wrap, she's still too fragile, and that's not going to change. Sigh. Speaking of things not changing, I bet that opossum's still on the corner at the stoplight. Oh yeah? Let's make a deal. If that critter's still here, I'll give you an extra $1 for another slice at Jeff's. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, when you're a kid, you're just like, oh man, if I could hang out at a pizza parlor forever, that would be... So this kind of surprised me. That'd be fun. I'll finish that thought in a bit. This kind of surprised me. I'm not used to seeing, like, this level of gore in a Five Nights at Freddy's thing, which really, really surprised me when they announced the Dead by Daylight crossover, because heavy gore is not really a thing in the FNAF games anyways. Now, the books are a lot darker and more graphic, so take from that what you will. Still there? Still dead. Things will get better, Oz. Well, they can't get any worse. That's the spirit. Every time I saw Oswald's character in all the trailers for this, I could not figure out if he was supposed to be wearing glasses or not. What kind of dad am I if I can't make him happy, let alone afford to feed him more than pizza? I mean, I'd argue pizza's pretty expensive. I mean, I don't know what prices are like in your town, but we in a recession right now, so you're not really getting pizza on the cheap. I'm sorry things turned out this way, Oswald. Yeah, what little I played of this game really reminded me of... Okay, I'm not trying to judge, but that family looks like aliens. No, this really kind of reminded me of Clock Tower in a lot of ways. Well, late again, Dad. Remember when this was the place to be? I've got like a radio announcer. Remember when this was the place to be? Monday nights. God, what am I doing? Totally. My parents took me here all the time. I still remember playing in the ball pit and getting ringworm. That's... ew. Probably why it's still roped off. That and, well, you know. A secret ball pit, huh? Okay, I had to, and right, like, maybe Oswald's an introvert, because he kind of just perpetually looks worried all the time, but I was like, okay, well, I mean, that family's got daughters, I mean, from their height, they're probably, you know, older than you. Oh, am I not allowed to? Okay, I gotta look at the map first. So I appreciate this, that it actually, like, kind of marks off where I'm going. But I'm like, I mean, come on, Ozzy. Like, you're hanging out at a pizza place all day. Like, there's nobody that you can become friends with here. But, I mean, yeah, looking at these girls, they're, like, probably, like, high school age. And I get the impression that Oswald's elementary school. So maybe they wouldn't be good playmates. But, I mean, there's got to be families bringing their kids to this place. Let's not talk about that disgusting ball pit anymore. Alright. So, just kind of looking around here, and again, I am not a professional FNAF theory crafter. Don't expect me to become one. I don't have the time for that. As much as I love this franchise, my hat is off to everybody who has decided that that is their path. I will just watch the videos and come to my own conclusions from there. But I'm gonna try to call out lore, you know, where I see it. Oh, I don't think I did this the first time. I don't think I came straight here. So just kind of looking around, I'm not really seeing anything. I've never seen Jeff use this before. Explains all the stains on the floor. I'm not really seeing anything that like leaps out to me as having a lore significance. Well, actually, that almost kind of. Can I get a cursor on the screen? This almost looks like this could be like an animatronic of some kind, maybe. Like maybe an endo, but it could also just be like a creepy horse thing. Go away, cursor. Okay. I'm gonna have to be careful with my mouse cursor, because if the mouse gets engaged, the controller stops responding. The Fiesta Pan did make me think about, though, that Chica has like a Fiesta Pizza in the VR game. Help Wanted 2. There's like Chica's, or is Chica the Skinny Taco? There is a Fiesta Pizza in the VR game, which is terrifying. Hey, it does exist. It looks kind of gross, but I wonder what Dad would do if I hid and went missing for a while. Maybe it'll teach him. Maybe teach him a lesson not to leave me at such a creepy place all day. I kind of hate that it makes a jump scare sound when it updates your objectives. It took me a while to notice that's what was happening. It looks like something got painted over. I wonder what it is. So we got Bonnie, Freddy, and Chica, it looks like. Oh my god! And I knew that was going to happen, because I played this for like half an hour. Here's hoping I don't get pink eye. That's a cool transition there. Like, I love this animation, and I love how it captures just like kids just be doing stuff with their arms and their legs when they're just playing. It's just, you know, they have no fear. What the? Like, this little girl looks like she just ate like 10 bowls of Cocoa Puffs and she is ready to go. Dad says we're going to the movies later. Wicked, what are you seeing? I don't know, something about people busting ghosts? Can't remember the title. Oh, I saw that one last week. Don't get slimed. References. These characters look like the ones I draw. Okay, so that probably was Bonnie that he was drawing before. This place is the best. I want to stay here forever. I like how these little girls are like, yeah, mess them up. Alright. What would you do in this situation? Like, look at the little girl. She is just going for it. Like, not a care in the world. It's adorable. Mom said I shouldn't dance after eating so much pizza, but hey, it's a party. What's the worst that could... Ugh. Maybe I should sit down for a second. This little girl with the blue hair over here kind of reminds me of Marcy from Peanuts. Okay, so... I get why they changed... Bonnie from flossing, because it's not like era appropriate that he would know the floss, but I don't know how I feel about Bonnie pelvic thrusting. I like how Freddy's kind of got this awkward dance going on. Bonnie's the best. Do you think he takes requests? No. Funtime Foxy is the best. Thank you very much.
A performance was demanded of me, and now I have delivered. Encore!
Yeah, nothing really sticking out to me, like, from a lore perspective. Although it's interesting, right, that, like, it's Chica that kind of has a bit of a pirate hat motif. I need more tokens. I think I lost mine in the ball pit. Right, like that hat kind of makes me think something nautical. Yo, dude, rad clothes. Haven't seen a get up like that before. Thank you? I like your Future with a Flashback shirt. That's my favorite old movie. Old? What are you talking about? That movie came out like 3 weeks ago. Chill out, he's just messing around. I'm Mike, and that's Chip. You got a name, kid? I'm Oswald. Oswald? Like the wizard? The Wizard? Of Oz, of course. I did not realize that the Wizard of Oz had an actual name. Oh, yeah, I saw that one once. My parents call me Oz. Guess that's where they got the name from. How come we never see you around, Oz? That's a good question. You're a funny guy. It's okay to be the new kid in town, Oz. The new mill is bringing a lot of newbies like you into town. New? Brand new steel mill. My dad works there. Mike's dad does too. I bet that's where your dad got a job. What? But, Chip, dude, you're stressing the newbie out. Let him have some fun while he settles in. You want to play pizza roller with us, Oz? That sounds fun, but I don't think I'm supposed to be here. Well, where else would you be? Okay, so I might be reading too deep into it, but like that line kind of sticks out to me. Because in the books, there's a common theme across like all the Fazbear Frights books that the Pizzaplex is almost like an entity that calls wandering souls to it. And so the specific line of where else would you be is almost like Oswald was fated to come here. That is so much more unnerving with headphones on. Come on, man. I want to talk more about movies with you. It's settled then. Follow us to the arcade. I don't know what's going on, but it couldn't hurt to hang around for a while. Beats hiding in that gross ball pit, and who knows when Dad'll show up anyway. Cool, 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 cool. Or you run for your life. Ow, my eye. Oh god, ah. Long eyelash problems, okay. Is that kid eating macaroni and ketchup pizza? Yuck. I'm all for the evolution of pizza flavors as an abomination. You never had pineapple pizza. I love pineapple on pizza. That staticky sound when I ran past here is interesting. I'm trying to see if you can like discern anything the kids are saying. Do you think Foxy will be back soon? I miss him. So something happened to Foxy. What about being covered in sea salt? Doesn't that make you just itchy? Nothing wrong with being a salty fox. Builds character. Yeah, so I wonder if they're even actually saying anything. Like, it almost sounds like you could isolate the sound and figure out what they're saying. A coupon for Foxy's Pirate Palooza. Again, that staticky sound. Okay. Security breach onward started a motif with presents hiding Easter eggs, so that's worth keeping in mind. And I'm leaving. I should look around a bit, because that's a great idea. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Looks like something bad happened.
I love Vaporwave so much. Like, apparently people view it as kind of like a meme music, but I love Vaporwave audio, personally. Wouldn't it be great to have hamburger on your pizza? Just imagine, all the goodness of a hamburger, but flat. But why? You ever try holding a huge burger with one hand while you play one of those arcade games? No, because I'm not an animal, and I keep my electronics pristine. It's impossible. All the insides fall out. But you can hold a pizza slice with one hand. Huh, I think you're onto something. Okay, I'm just looking around to see if there's anything interesting to note. So we got Chica, Freddy, Bonnie, Exotic Butters, Foxy Mask, maybe? I don't know what the little cactus dudes are referenced to. That's a terrifying Bonnie on the wall. Okay, let's get our game on. Have you ever played Pizza Roller, Oz? Not Pizza Roller, but I've seen something like it. This is the latest and greatest model from Fazbear, so I'm not surprised. Pretty exclusive stuff we got here. What's Fazbears? Huh, a kid who doesn't know about Fazbears? You're a racket, dude. Here, grab a ball and we'll show you how to play. You'll go up against me first. I'll go easy on you. Maybe. Okay, so the goal is to score as many points as possible by rolling the balls into the bullseye rings. There's a ramp on the end that's going to send your ball flying, so you really gotta control your speed. Check this out. Okay, so spoiler alert. Real life, I rock at skee-ball. Five Nights at Freddy's, not my game. Give it a try, Oz. See, this is another one of those things where it's like, I feel like I should know what this song is in reference to, but I don't know this song. Hey, let's go. Beginner's luck. My turn. Wow, you're pretty good at this, Mike. Mike's the best pizza roller player in town. He's almost too good if you ask me. It's not like I try to be. I've just been stuck here all summer while my parents work. But I'll get rusty once we all go back to school. Okay, I'm gonna get greedy. Yeah, okay. Here I go. So, like, I think if you play a perfect game, school, do you go to Westbrook too? Well, duh, Westbrook's the only school around here. I think if you play a perfect game, you can beat him. I don't know if there's anything for beating him. Alright, let's go. Like, you'd have to get all three. I don't know if you can beat his score, actually. You'd have to get, like, nothing but 300s. You can beat his score, I'm sure. I wasn't paying attention. I hear we're gonna have a new teacher this year. I think her name is Miss Meacham. Last ball laws make a good roll. Oh, I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I'll tell you what it's not gonna be is a good roll. Hopefully that's not tied to some ending or something. Ha! Undefeated. Dude, you didn't have to go that hard on the new guy. Just motivating him to try harder next time. By absolutely destroying him in public, so he knows to never cross me again. How about we play some tag instead? Oh yeah, that'll give us a chance to show Oz around the place. I say, sure. Rad, I'll be it first. Get ready to run. So, what is neat about this is, I feel like this was like them kind of teaching you the mechanics of the game. I ran to a dead end. Cause like, he does legitimately chase you. Oh, dang it. I was trying to go up in between them. Ha, gotcha. Ugh, this place is packed today. I feel like I couldn't outrun you at all, Chip. I think you might be right. Everyone's getting their game on before school. How about hide and seek then? Now that's a game I'm good at. You're on. Okay. You know, a great place to hide is out of this pizzeria. Literally anywhere but here. Okay. I was looking for a table to hide under. Oh, an empty suit. I bet they'd never check in there. So I assume that's the Golden Freddy suit. That's kind of the motif that it makes me think of. And that's interesting. You got, looks like a Balloon Boy in that picture, which is an interesting call out. June 1985? This really is just like that movie. I hear footsteps. Better hide. So I like this mechanic that you can pan the camera while you're hiding. So that reminds me of the Fredbear Singin' Show. That poster in the top right there that's torn. Ugh, I hope Mike didn't hear that. Gotta hide fast. I'm not sorry. Yeah, that makes me think of Fredbear Singin' Show. You can see the poster. I don't know the earliest you see it, but I know you see it in ruin while you're escaping the mimic. Huh. Nice try, but I can hear you, Chip. Whatever. Did you find Oz yet? Not yet. He's quiet, unlike you. Well, maybe I'll find him first. And crush him at Pizza Roller again. That was Mike that crushed him, but whatever. They'll never find me. I can't pan the camera. Oh, hey, oops, that says hold. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Well, thanks for being nice to me. That is so much more unnerving with headphones on. I don't like that. What on earth was that thing? Glad it didn't see me. I mean, it saw me a whole lot of times, but the game decided to be incredibly merciful with me being bad at the controls. Probably not supposed to be back here. What's going on? For those of you who don't know the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, maybe a trigger warning is in order. Hurry, grab the kids! See, this is interesting. You can hear that meh, 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 in one of the Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm gonna actually give that anecdote when I'm past this because that's really unnerving hearing all the screaming. Hello? Anyone there? Chip? Mike? Crap. Yelling is useless. Too many people screaming. Where are they? Maybe they know what's going on. Okay. We're gonna do a thing first. I don't remember how to run. Hold on. Can I... Let's make running a toggle. One, two, three, four. And bye. Should I just leave? So if you try the door a second time, you actually can just... This is a hidden ending. There's normally an achievement for this, but I've already done this part. Where do I go? What do I do? The achievement is something like "Bye, Dad," I think. Alright, so that's one ending. But we're not going to stop it there, because we didn't really do anything too crazy. No, I don't remember the anecdote I was going to tell, so... Sorry. What was I talking about? I've had a really hard time, like, keeping information straight in my head with everything. Oh, it didn't save the thing. Yes, confirmed. Okay. It won't budge. It won't budge. Yeah, for anyone who's not in the know, Five Nights at Freddy's actually has a pretty dark story around it, so... God, can you imagine how horrifying this would be? And now, our friends are malfunctioning. It's interesting, though, that Freddy is the only one who doesn't have glowing red eyes. Can I leave? I should look for Chip and Mike. Well, I mean, they fairly obviously wanted me to go into the store, so... No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Look how tall Afton is that he has to crouch under the door. Is it asking me to follow it? Maybe it has Chip and Mike. Oh my god. I need to follow that thing. So I will say, like, two criticisms I have about the game is, one, like, it's hard to tell what's ambient noise and what's something that I need to actually be concerned about. And then two, I don't remember. I had 2 points. It was the ambient noise thing, and I don't remember the other thing. Oh well. Nope. Uh, nope. Bye, Felicia. Where's the ball pit? Man, I really cannot remember what the other thing was. It was the ambient noise makes it a little bit difficult to tell if I'm actually being chased or not. Oh well, it'll come to me. There he is! That's probably a little too enthusiastic for Jeff. Oswald, what were you thinking? Hiding in that nasty old thing. Didn't you hear me calling you? Dad! Dad, no! I wonder what would happen if I failed that minigame. Dad, are you okay? Below the belt, kid. One swift kick. Below the belt and run. Have a good night, guys. Wait, Jeff, I think something's wrong with my dad. He looks fine to me. The dust probably got to your head, kid. Go home and relax. Wait! One kick below the belt, kid. That's all I'm saying. Oswald's house, night 1. Carrying a ladder makes a lot of noise. Why would you tell me that? Why is there a scenario that I'm carrying a ladder? What did you do to my dad? Where are you taking me? How do you even know how to drive? That was cool. My house? How did you know where I live? Kid, tie your shoelaces. So, yeah, I've not... Oh, I remember what I was going to talk about. I remember the anecdote thing I started. The little ma, ma, ma sound that you could hear barely. Like, that's probably spelling out some big lore thing. I forget which FNAF game it was, but one of them, if you listen to that kind of robotic voice, it spells something out. I think it's like Save Me. I know in the movie it's Find Me, so people are theorizing that it's Garrett speaking to Mike. But yeah, in one of the FNAFs, that spelled out... Excuse me, I'm trying to talk to my audience. Children of the Corn, pipe down. So that's probably spelling out some lore thing. I'll try to isolate the audio some other time. I'll just be going to my room for right now, okay? You better, whew. Okay, that weird little scary head thing by the in between the two robots, I know that's an Easter egg for something, FNAF, but I genuinely don't remember what it is. But if anybody knows in the comments, if you could call it out for the others. And he's got a dope Gojira poster, and then his drawings of the other animatronics. What's happening? What should I do? Oh, I'll call Mom. Maybe she'll know what to do. Dad always uses his cell phone at home. I bet it's in his room. Okay, so... Stop! I think I'm going to cut it off here for the first episode. I really enjoyed this series, and this is such a weird story, because this is kind of how it was in the books too. Let's just pause real quick. This is how it was in the books too, where, like, Springtrap replaces Oswald's dad for some reason. Oswald's the only one who sees Springtrap in the place of his father. Nobody kind of believes him. It's a weird story. I picked up the book for a different reason, but I do want to read the story. I think it's like 66 pages. It's not they're novella length short stories in Fazbear Frights, but I also kind of like just want to go into this experience blind. So I'm not looking up how to get any of the secrets. I'm not looking up like I'm aware that there's some hidden mini games, but this first playthrough I'm just going to do a blind playthrough, and I'm not even going to read the book until I'm done, so I can kind of compare the story later, and also so I kind of don't have an expectation of what to do and where to go. And then once we do just like a normal playthrough, then I'm gonna do like a with a guide, like let's look at all the secrets kind of playthrough. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully you don't mind me taking a break from Elden Ring. Like I said, editing this is a lot simpler than editing an open world game like Elden Ring or editing a lore video. I do have a lore video on Mikola. I've got a lore video on the Carrion Royal family coming up. Lots of really great stuff is coming, but it's just kind of a lot for me right now to have to record the content, edit the content, do all the other studio stuff. Like I've not touched writing a novel or a screenplay since my pastor's passing, and I'm still not really feeling being in a creative space right now. But I figured, hey, this is something that we can play through together. It's a pretty short game. Most people beat it in 4 to 5 hours, and I can't imagine it's going to take too much editing. I've not cleared night one yet, obviously, as you've seen from my save screen, but I've not yet encountered a puzzle that felt like, what am I supposed to do? So, we're going to play through Into the Pit. If you guys are enjoying the FNAF content, then maybe we'll play Joy of Creation also. That looks really, really fun. But again, thank you guys so much for bearing with me during this time. It's been really hard, and honestly, internet being internet, I was expecting some mean comments on my video about why I was taking a break, but you guys were so loving and kind and supportive, and I'm so grateful that I have such an awesome community of gamers and viewers around. So as always, this is Eugene the author saying, you're awesome, be amazing, you already are. Take care, dreamers.